It's time to get subjective. And beware, very subjective. Because everything that I'm going to say today are my own ideas and things may turn out very differently. I warned you. Hi everyone, I'm Andrey Chebotarov, Travel Technology Competence Leader at AltexSoft. And today we'll talk about the future of online travel agencies. Where things are going? What's going to happen soon? What are the trends? This is a very speculative topic. Nobody knows what's really gonna happen, as nobody could even think that back in February that we, humans, will face the pandemic and get locked down for months. It's really hard to predict the future, so instead I'll try to pinpoint the current trends, things that already start happening, and explain why they have potential to develop in the future. Or rather, why I think they have potential, okay? Let's begin. Attribute-based shopping or attribute model. If you've ever heard of NDC, you know what the attribute model is. Basically, it means selling unbundled services. For instance, traditional airline would package a number of services into a single fare. They may include meals, free cancellation, bag allowances, cabin luggage, seat choice, and others. One of the goals behind NDC, or New Distribution Capability, is to unbundle those services and let travelers decide what they need exactly, and then buy chosen services separately on top of the flight itself. This is the way low-cost airlines have been working for years, and now traditional airlines are advancing this approach. Check more about Airline Distribution in our explainer linked here. Airlines are a bit ahead in this merchandising crusade. Most hotels still have this legacy rate plan plus room type approach, but they are also looking in this direction. What does it mean for OTAs? If OTAs still want to work with airlines and hotels, they'll have to fall in line with their suppliers. They have to allow travelers who shop at OTAs to have the same choice as at suppliers' websites. Since airlines are stronger in this movement and their share of direct bookings is larger, we'll likely see this shift happening earlier with flight distribution. But hotels will be there to catch up. Let's move to the next one. Personalization. There are many things you can personalize in traveler experience. Let's name a few main directions. First, personalized deals that you can send by email or push notifications. This is the common one. Also personalized search based on traveler past experience and price sensitivity. Adverts adjusted to traveler preferences and their willingness to pay. And individual travel bundles and packages. The last one will become more common when we have attribute shopping. Imagine that you will be recommending the same room in the same hotel but with different sets of available ancillaries depending on your traveler profile. Personalization is a horizontal change rather than a vertical one. It means it can impact any aspect of traveler's experience, for instance loyalty programs. And this is a segue to the next trend. Smart loyalty programs. It's well known that millennials and Gen Z are twice less likely to join loyalty programs than older generations. They are more prone to choose those suppliers that have a better deal for some particular destination at the moment. That is why they go to OTAs and meta-search engines for shopping and comparing deals. And this is a great opportunity for OTAs to substitute suppliers' loyalty program with their own ones. Expedia has been tinkering with their rewards program for several years now. The same, Booking.com with their Genius program. OTAs' loyalty programs will become the main driver of customer retention, especially once they allow travelers to choose how to spend their bonuses. And even more so, they can become truly personalized and make individual discounts where they are really needed. Some people always book window seats, and some prefer getting breakfast on their flights. Let them choose what they want. Automatic trip planning. The one thing you should know is that planning and booking are quite stressful for travelers, especially if they try building some complex itineraries with several flight connections and multiple hotels. For instance, some travelers are okay with self-connections, but most people are hesitant to manually combine flights into their own itinerary with no interlining. You have to consider transfer time, baggage collection, or reaching another airport, or even staying overnight. That's stressful. One of the budding trends is virtual interlining. Connections suggested by online travel agencies and even protected by them when there is no official interlining by carriers. This can be both cheaper and more flexible for travelers. This can also be combined with ground transportation options like trains and buses. But smart planning doesn't stop here. Today there are multiple great travel planners like TripHobo or Rome to Rio. They help travelers configure their itineraries in a matter of minutes with varying degrees of automation. This means combining flights, accommodations, and things to do in a single, easy-to-use interface. Eventually, this leads to OTAs becoming one-stop shops for travel. AI-based commission engine. I've already talked about commission engines right there. Go ahead and check my video. One of the things that I mentioned was that defining travel agency markup is difficult, because you're always balancing. Your price must remain competitive, and at the same time you will have to earn some money. To get into this sweet spot, you have to track competitors and find niches of low competitions to increase your gains there, or decrease markup where competition gets tense. Today, most of this work is done by humans. Revenue managers and travel product managers explore the market, check competitors, and try to calculate this a perfect markup. And it takes time and also can be quite imprecise. In the future, we can automate this, given that we have enough historic and market data to train machine learning models on it and forecasting the best markup on the go. Self-service. Okay, why are we even talking about this? OTAs merely embody the customer self-service idea. That's the whole point of the business, right? However, there are still some areas where OTAs use phone calls and messaging between travelers and agents, namely post-booking support. As you know from my previous video, post-booking support is everything an OTA does after a traveler made a purchase and something went wrong. This means managing cancellations, amendments, and helping with disruptions. Today, most of these operations need humans. The lack of standards and API connectivity makes travel agents pick their phones or wipe the dust from GDS terminals. I believe we'll see a real self-service in the future once we have end-to-end connectivity across the entire distribution pipeline and full digitization of services inside airlines, hotels, and tours. Capturing new stages of traveler journey. Traveler experience can be described in 5 stages. Dreaming, when people are just fantasizing about their travel opportunities. Planning, when they shape their itineraries. Booking, when they choose a provider and pay. Traveling, which says for itself. And sharing, posting on Instagram, Facebook, or TripAdvisor, which is typical during the pandemic lockdown. OTAs and meta search engines traditionally work on the planning and booking stages, but this is already changing. If you go to Kayak or Momondo, you can use fuzzy search and look, for instance, for romantic travel or seaside trip, and then explore available options. This is one of the examples when a booking service steps into the territory of dreaming stage. The same happens with traveling and sharing stages. TripAdvisor is a universal example here. It started as a sharing platform, but now TripAdvisor is a meta search engine for flights and accommodation. It's an OTA when it comes to tours and attractions. It helps with navigating around and booking restaurant tables. Amazing! And finally, Omni-channel booking and customer support. Omni-channel is what now all the rage is about. Everybody talks about it, but nobody really does it well. Today, Omni-channel support goes as far as syncing accounts on mobile and web, as well as storing customer booking records. What really is yet to come is a combination of 4 major channels and full synchronization between them: web, mobile, messengers, and voice assistants. First of all, the scope of synchronized data will be wider and include all ancillaries and amendments beside booking itself. If a traveler has configured meal on a web and abandons the session, they can return to chosen meal option and pay on mobile. The messengers and voice assistants. Not only travelers may book via their Google Home or Alexa, but also send amendments and cancellation commands, or write directly to an OTA with their request via messengers. So these are the main things that I think will define the future of online travel agencies. Okay guys, thank you for watching. Do you think these changes are possible? Please let me know in the comments below. See ya!